We are live. That's what it say anyway. I'm sure it'll screw itself up at some point because that's how live videos go at Southeast Softwash. You can't have nothing. All right, guys, I'm going to try to run through this without any retakes. I'm going to try to get this thought out of my mind, whoop, and onto camera fluently, if at all possible. So I'm going to ignore the chat. I'm going to ignore all that stuff. We're going to get through this quickly. So you saw the thumbnail. We got a single wide trailer and we got a house in the country club. Grew up in the single wide trailer. Now we live in the country club, and I've learned some lessons that I want to share with some of you guys. And I know a lot of y'all already know this stuff, but two things we're going to look at here: income side of the equation, outgo side of the equation. Whether it's personal finance, business finance, doesn't matter. You've got two big sections of your balance sheet, and a lot of folks only look at one, and we're going to talk about that. So let's get into it really quick. If anybody watches this video later and don't know who I am, Cody from Southeast Softwash. We are a great big old, well, a little bitty shop, but we do a whole lot of equipment. So we build soft washing and pressure washing equipment. We build a lot of it. And in the last 24 months, we've done just about $10 million in revenue. Been a really crazy ride. I've had a blast, and I've learned a lot of stuff that honestly, it's not stuff that I was brought up knowing or ingrained in. Didn't go to school to learn any of it, but I've learned some of these lessons the hard way, and I want to try to jump your learning curve on them, at least this one today. So let's go back to last Wednesday. We had a guy here doing some work at the shop, a contractor, local guy, good dude, and we were having a conversation. He's a business owner, I'm a business owner, and he was walking around the shop and he saw this. He saw this little piece of hose. It was not this exact one, but he said, "Hey, what do y'all do with that little piece of hose?" Because it was thrown in a trash box, and I said, "Well, we throw them away. It's a little piece of scrap hose." "You throw them away?" I said, "Yeah, we throw them away." And then he saw another piece of a ratchet strap. We always have a little cut off, about 10-foot long piece of ratchet strap that we can't use. And he said, "What do you do with that piece of ratchet strap?" And I said, "Throw it away." And I knew where we were going. Like, I could tell how this conversation was going, because he's about double my age, and he thought, I guess he was going to give me some advice, some wisdom, by God. He going, "Listen, boy, you don't need to be throwing that stuff away. That's wasting money." Right? He grew up the same way I did here in Podunk, Randolph County, Alabama, where the only thing you could do was save money. All right? And that's fine. Saving money is fine. We're going to talk about saving money. But to him, it blew his mind that I would throw away a piece of hose. I can't do anything with this. He said, "You're going to throw away that ratchet strap? Man, you could sell them at the flea market." Literally said that, hey, you could piece those hoses together and sell them at the flea market. That's right. That's what I want to do. I want to take all the time, piece these together, take a Saturday or a Wednesday, go to the flea market and sell these for $4 or not, because it's not worth my time. Well, let's look at this side, this drawing I've got here on the board. We've got income and outgo. This is true no matter if you're talking about personal finance or business finance. You've only really got two. There's a lot of details in here, but you've got two big sides of the equation that you can look at: your income side and your outgo side. Now, for most people in the wide world, they clock in. Most of you guys are either there or you've been there. Like, I've been there. You worked a job, you swipe the time card, you got basically the same paycheck every Friday or every 2 weeks. So your income side is pretty stagnant. Let's say it's $100,000 that you make. That's a good income, right? It's a really good income. What you've done is you've traded potential of running a business. You want that stability, and so that's where you are, and that's fine, but the trade-off is you're pretty stagnant on your income. Well, us as business owners, I'm going to assume most of you guys are going to be business owners that watch this because you're following my channel, or you're future business owners. We've got this one thing that most people don't have. It's a vehicle. We've got our business that is a driving force to get us income, right? We've got the ability to make a tremendous amount of income, and let's say your business does, I don't know, let's say $500,000 a year, right? Well, with just a little bit of effort, you could easily make another $25,000 a year like it ain't nothing. If you're doing $500,000 a year, another 25 is like a drop in the bucket. Let's just bring it back down to a manageable level. Let's say you do 100,000 soft washing, right? Well, you could do 110 and it not really kill you. That's like, what's like 8 more jobs, right? So it's very easy to do. We've got this vehicle of our business, no matter what you're doing: painting, pressure washing, HVAC, electrician, plumber. I'm talking about the trades, all right? Service businesses. We've got a vehicle. So we can max this income side out of the equation with just about the same amount of effort, if not less effort, than this outgo side. Okay, we're stuck in, a lot of folks, they're stuck in the outgo side. They're constantly trying to save scrap pennies, peanuts, little stuff that doesn't matter. What they're looking at is their pipeline, right? Their monthly funnel, and they've got money going out the pipeline. What they want to do, put a clamp right here and stop the bleed. Listen to an hour of Dave Ramsey. This is exactly what you're going to hear. Hey, Dave Ramsey here. Yep, I'm so-and-so. What's your income and how much money are you spending and how can we squeeze down that income? You stop going out to eat. You don't go on vacation. You sell your car, right? You start watching all your spends, and we're going to do all this manipulation, but they're only talking about one side of the equation. Now, sometimes Dave will say, hey, you need to get your income side up if they have a really low income. But if they've got a good income, Dave never goes over here and talks about this because he figures they're pretty much maxed out over there. The only side of the equation we can work on is here. And that's totally fine. I'm a huge Dave Ramsey fan. I think he's right on the money for the guy that's clocking in. But for us, we've got this vehicle, man. Why would you ignore this vehicle? We can go over here on this side of the equation, and now we're making 100,000. We can make 120,000, and we ain't got to worry about all this silly stuff. Here's an example. We got a buddy, me and Dusty have a buddy. He will drive all over town to save 5 or 10 cents on gas. And we're like, what are you talking about, man? It ain't worth your time or your mental energy to drive all over town to save, let's just say, the whole year of you doing that. How much are you going to save? $100? I mean, I don't care, right? Yeah, it is $100, but you got to factor in the time, the mental energy it took you to save or make that $100. The thing about this side of the equation is you can only save your way back to your top line. If your top line is $100,000 a year, if you were some kind of magical sorcerer and you could live without spending any money, the best possible case scenario, which is not really possible, we know it's not really possible, is 100K, right? If that's your 100, that's your top line. If you save every penny of it, the best you can do is be at 100. Now you can't. You got to live. So let's just say you were able to save 90%. Nobody can save 90% of their income unless you're like a crazy person. You're on an extreme cheapskate. But if you save 90%, you figured out a way to do it, congratulations, you made it to $90,000, right? 90K. And that's fine. That's a good, you can live on 90K. But if you want to make 200K, if you want to grow your business, you cannot grow a business on this side of the equation. It is not possible mathematically. You are stuck at the top line revenue. You're stuck there. I'm all for saving money, all right? We've got vendors that we write checks to every month for 40, 50, 80. We wrote checks for $100,000 to vendors. And you best believe that we're scrutinizing those spends to see if we can save money there. I've got a whole guy sits right there, his desk is right back there, and part of his job, a big part of his job, is to analyze our spending patterns and see if we can get that same product over here and it costs a little bit less and it's the same quality, because over the course of the year, when you're our size, you're talking about tens of thousands of dollars. So figure out, if, let's say you guys are buying bleach, right? If this place is $3.89 a gallon and this place is $3 a gallon, well, duh, that's going to add up to a good bit of money. But if you're talking about pennies and it's not something that makes any difference, then why are you worried about all this? Just take all that mental energy and go over here, because here's what we can do. We can go from 100 to 200K. We can go from 200K to 400. This one, the income side, has no limit on the upside. You can go to $1 million a year on the income side, and I guarantee you're not going to be worried about how much gas is a gallon. You're just not. You're just not. Here's an example now. Depending, it's relative. It's really relative. Depending on where you're at, you're going to make that calculation of how petty and small and insignificant something is, or how big a deal it is in your business and your finances, right? So if you're homeless and you're broke and you got 20 bucks to your name, every dollar literally counts. If you're Elon Musk up here and you're making $50 million or whatever Elon's worth, billions, right? If you're Bezos, you don't care how much it costs to run that yacht. It just don't matter. Like it's the same thing to us as 10 cents, right? It's a biscuit. It doesn't matter. But there's somewhere on the spectrum where down here matters, and that's okay. Wherever you find yourself at, you got to do that math. But don't assume that everybody's in the same spot you are, all right? If you're making millions of dollars a year. Even if you're, guys, on a Softwash rig, you doing $200,000 a year on a Softwash rig, there's just a lot of stuff that just don't matter no more. I'd rather take all that mental energy that I was fiddle farting around over here trying to clamp down every nickel and dime and just go over here, right? I'm gonna do 4 more roof cleanings this year and just forget about all that bull crap, right? I'm just gonna forget about it. I ain't gotta think about it no more. It frees up so much mental space because the sky is literally the limit on this side of the equation. Hope that makes sense, guys. Keep it in perspective, man. Like, you don't have to be po your whole life. In fact, one of the stupidest things is to take the risk, launch your business, get the training, buy the equipment, step out in this leap of faith, and then, amazing, you actually are successful. You're like doing it, man. And then you still live like you were over here when you were broke. Hey, we've all been over here and been broke. I grew up in a single wide trailer, but guess what? We ain't there no more, and we're not going to act like we're there no more. That defeats the whole purpose. When we go out to eat, I tell my kids, get what you want, right? And Emily says, I'm spoiling them. I'm not, because little do they know, the boys in a couple of years, they're going to be working their butt off. But I'm trying to teach them a lesson that there's no point in doing all the work if we're still going to live like paupers. We're not going to do the work and live like paupers. We're going to be poor. If I'm going to be poor, I'm just going to stay at home and get a check from Joe Biden. Like, I'm not going to come up here and grind it out. But we've grinded it out. Like, we did it. So let's celebrate that. And that means I don't have to worry about every nickel and dime and penny. A penny saved is not a penny earned. It's just a penny, man. Earn some more pennies. You ain't got to worry about it. Hope you guys are having a great Thanksgiving week. We'll see you later. Hope everybody has a safe week. It's still warm down here. We're going to go wash a house either tomorrow or Wednesday. In my neighborhood, it's about a $1,600 job. We'll do it in about 2 hours. Roof, house, driveway, got the Trinity on that one. So we'll knock that out. I'll probably take you guys along for the ride on that one. Stay tuned for the rest of the week. Got some cool announcements coming before the first of the year. We'll see you guys later. Have a good one. Peace out.